Hi, Yoga Hippie here. I just wanted to give a little update on the video situation. I'm posting this video, and it is an old video in a group of a series of 3 about cannabis and ways that you can use it to heal your body inside and out. So not about THC, more so about cannabis and how CBD can help you. And so this video I made with my friend Rose when I was in Kansas City, and we had 3 videos, and this is the 3rd one where she breaks down how to make the products. And it's a kind of an overview, so then you can research on your own the specific ways to do it if one of those ways resonates with you. So it's like a summary of ways that you can make CBD products for yourself. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Those videos didn't get as many views as I'd hoped they would, but it's okay. So, but I wanted to do my part in finishing what I'd started because it's been bugging me. I was having trouble getting it to upload because I had to put it together, and for some reason it just wasn't working. But now I've got it all together, so I'm going to add this to the beginning and then post the whole thing. So anyway, I hope you enjoy, and I will be back with a little update soon, and I will see you later. Peace. Hi. It's Christina here, or Yoga Hippie, but also Christina and
Rose, the self-care siren.
I love it. So we've been doing a few videos. Welcome to Yoga Hippie's channel here. Usually I'm just by myself talking about whatever, my life or things, random things. So we've been discussing cannabis, and Rose is a cannabis coach, and we're going to put her info in the bottom in the description. But today what we're going to discuss is Rose is going to show us all about ways
how to turn this into this.
Yeah. She's going to show us how to make your own CBD. It doesn't have to have THC in it. You can buy, she's going to talk about all of this, but you can buy flower CBD that doesn't have THC in or on the internet. So, or you can go to a store and buy it if that's available in your city. So anyway, Rose is going to tell us all about it and what we're going to do. All right. Okay. You're ready?
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, go.
So Christina kind of introduced the idea that you can get CBD flower just about anywhere. I ordered this on the internet. I have originally gotten this big amount to make my own massage oil for myself. That works out really, really well.
Yay.
But you can get so many different strains. You can get yourself a little bit on the internet. You are looking for some different things. When you are searching for CBD, you want to make sure that it is third-party lab tested, so that it's not just the farm that's telling you about their product. Somebody else has told them that, heck yes, this is what they say it is. Okay. And then you're going to want to know what it actually has in it. So there's going to be a certificate of analysis somewhere. If they don't want to give that to you, I would question what the heck's going on. Same, if you're going to a dispensary, you can always ask. But that COA, Certificate of Analysis, is going to tell you how much your CBD percentage is. And down the line, if you need to do the math for your own dosing, that's going to come in really handy. It's also going to tell you if your CBD is full spectrum, broad spectrum, or maybe you're working with an isolate. Full spectrum means the whole plant is there. It can have up to 0.3% THC, which is a very small amount, but it is present in the plant. That is totally legal.
Would that show up on a drug screen?
It can.
Okay.
So then if you have to stay away from that, you're going to look for something that's broad spectrum. That's going to mean there is no THC at all, but it can still have those other components. That could be CBN if you really like those sedating effects or you need to relax. You can have CBG and about 198 plus other components. So that's where you get the isolate. That just means it's CBD all by itself. Nothing else, only CBD. Okay. Different people react differently. So in one of our videos, we mentioned all the different things that you can do with CBD, how you can get it on you, in you, around you. This is going to be a quick little overview of how you can do this for yourself so that you have more control, you know exactly what's going into it, and it can be more cost effective if you're willing to make a little bit of a mess. We start with the actual plant material. So I prefer trim and shake. That means it's already ground up like this. It's not going to be any big nugs. This smells amazing.
Right? It does smell so good.
And I promise, this is just CBD. You could smoke it if you wanted to. You're not going to have any of those mental effects. It's going to make your body relax a little bit. And we're going to have that weighed so that we know what we're moving forward with. Always write your numbers down, because if you get a little distracted and then you're trying to guess, that's your actual medication in the future if you choose to ingest it. The first thing you always want to do is activate it. That means adding heat and getting those components onto the exterior of the plant, so you can see the visual difference.
Right. It smells different.
Yeah. This is decarboxylated or decarbed. If you don't do this step, you've not actually activated the material in the plant, so you're not going to get as decent of effects. You can still get partial decarboxylation while you're processing into an oil, or if you choose to, there's a snack called a firecracker where you try to decarboxylate while you're actually cooking the snack. But I don't find that to be as successful as taking the time to actually do this. This, for those of you who use dryer vaporizers, might look a lot like the plant material that comes out. That already been vaped, or ABV, is plant material that's been activated and is totally valuable if you'd like to do a little bit more with it. Yes, we love to recycle.
That. Oh man.
So this I just decarbed.
So how do you do that if you don't smoke it?
Yes, that's important, right?
Right.
You can use an oven or a toaster oven. You want to have, I use a glass dish that I put foil on top of. You can do mason jars. There's a whole array of different materials based on your environment.
Okay.
But you're going to want to heat that plant material in a sealed environment for about an hour at 240 degrees. So everybody thinks cannabis and they think 420. If you just switch that around, that's your decarb number, 240. Trust me, I've had to use that to remember sometimes.
Okay, that's
it's
fun.
Low and slow. Some people will argue that you want to decarb longer. I have had really wet material that I chose to go a full 2 hours. Again, you keep it low and slow. This is going to have an aroma. If you choose to do it in one of these sealed items, 1, it's going to get hot. 2, your glass is going to crack because the heat's going to get too hot. You don't want it to be completely sealed. That's where I really like to have a dish and then the tin foil. But
that makes sense.
You don't want all of it to just evaporate out into space. You want it to still settle down into the plant material.
Okay.
Take the plant material out, let it cool completely, let it settle. Don't get too crazy with it. It just had a very traumatic experience. So that's our decarbed plant material. Then I get to choose what I want it in. What the heck am I going to do with it? I personally really enjoy avocado oil. This is something I work with a lot of my clients on because there aren't a lot of sensitivities, whereas some people can find super uncomfortable reactions to coconut oil or nut seed oil, or I don't like the flavor of avocado oil personally. Avocado oil has really great use in cooking at low temperatures. You can use it topically. I used avocado oil.
It's high temperatures, right? High temperatures with the avocado, right?
You don't ever want to take cannabis to high temperatures because then you're actually cooking off.
I'm just hearing oil, avocado oil. Like, so, but the
So
cannabis...
if I'm going to bake with this, I don't want to have like a scone or something that's going to go in at like 400.
Okay.
I'm going to look for baking recipes that are 350 or lower.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
But that avocado oil is something that I have mixed with shea butter and kokum butter, and now it's a salve. Little beeswax.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's super versatile. You can also do coconut oil.
Right. Okay.
You'll notice it has shifted a little green. That's
cool.
totally normal.
All right.
You can also use MCT oil. You can use safflower, literally anything. Butter, ghee, any fat. Any fat. There are alcohol tinctures. That's awesome. We're not going to talk about those. You definitely can find someone that's going to tell you all about those. But the window of where fats can take you is so large, I'd like to just focus on that. Once you have your decarb plant material, you're going to mix that in with your oil. This is where it depends on your kitchen, what's going to work for you. If you have a crock pot, you can mix your oil and your plant material directly into the crock pot, put it on low, and let it just simmer for about 4 to 8 hours. That's going to smell. I recommend doing laundry at the same time. Even if you know it's totally legal, and it is, it's still going to have an aroma. People might ask questions if you live in the city or have a neighbor right above or below you in an apartment.
Right.
You can also put your plant material in a mason jar and then cover it with oil and then put that into an array of different devices, and then this acts as the double boiler. If you're already used to using a double boiler method, you can just be on the stove and actively have the water boiling below with the plant material and the oil or fat in the jar. Make sure that you burp this so that you can let the air out. Try not to drastically change the temperature, so don't put cold oil, cold plant material, and super hot water. Let them come to temperatures together.
Right.
But once you've let those combine, and again, you're going to see a bunch of different numbers all over the internet. I'm going to tell you different numbers. Different plant material is going to respond differently. But you're going to start to notice that more chestnut color, everything kind of seems a bit richer, and that could be anywhere from 4 to 6 to 8 hours. When you are all done, you take that plant material oil mixture.
How much oil do you use?
You want to make sure you cover your plant material, but based on your oil, that's how you get your dosing. So if I have a half cup of a plant that I know is a 15%, there are dosage calculators on the internet, or I personally have a little math equation that I work through. That's how much you're going to add. So normally I'll say you want the plant material covered for sure.
I see.
But I really enjoy about a half ounce to half cup ratio, or a full ounce to full cup. That usually gets me about 1 milligram per drop of oil, because I like to do droppers. Okay. So that's pretty mid-range, depending on whether or not you want to measure with like tablespoons, teaspoons, etc.
Okay.
So the internet will definitely help you with that dosage calculator.
All right, and that all starts from whatever you buy.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you want to know what those percentages are.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yep. So once you have, we're going to use our imaginations, this decarbed material and our oil mixed together, then you can put them in a French press. This is one of my sneakiest little methods.
That's
you take the time to press it down depending on how much material you have. Now, if you don't have enough for it to actually go in the lower compartment, then this isn't going to be helpful. But like when I'm making massage oil and I have large amounts.
But they have small ones too.
Yeah.
Small, little bitty mini French presses. Yeah. That's super cool.
So you usually have a bunch of really small strain. This is something you don't want to then go use for coffee. This one's specifically only used for cannabis in my kitchen.
Cannabis infused coffee, maybe.
That is totally a thing. High chai is totally a thing too. We're going to talk about that.
Oh.
I also use, if I have a smaller amount, this is a potato ricer.
Oh, wow.
So the material is going to go in here, and I actually put it in a nut milk bag, or I've used a tea bag before to put the material in so that it doesn't come out.
Right.
And then this allows me to add the pressure and strain it completely.
Okay, nut milk bags. Get some.
Yes, and they're reusable, please.
Right.
So
cheesecloth, have you used that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can layer
I'm a bit
cheesecloth.
firm with cheesecloth, so I generally tear when I'm going through large amounts.
Okay.
But my original method always used cheesecloth until I found these methods just to work a little bit better for me.
All right. Cool.
I really don't like cleaning.
I hear you.
So then when you're all done, you've poured your oil off. That's great. Wonderful. And now you have the material that's left over. This is called raffinate.
Raffinate.
You can do so much with this. Don't just throw it away. This is still so useful.
Oh, yeah. We tasted that.
Yes.
That was pretty amazing.
So this is our decarboxylated cannabis that has then had the oil taken off.
Right.
And you'll see that I still have some oil down there. I didn't get it all squeezed off.
Okay.
This can now replace nuts and seeds in so many recipes. It's going to have a super earthy flavor. Depending on what oil you use, it could have that coconut oil flavor to it if that's what makes you happy. I like to use this in place of pine nuts for pesto. I make a can of pesto that actually uses cannabis leaves, plus this, plus the basil. It is divine. I made a whole lasagna and I put this as a layer with the ricotta cheese. I made this in with a quiche. It's really, really useful in the kitchen, anywhere that you would use oats, nuts, and this is going to already have some of the benefits. There's still oil, but it's going to be a much lower percentage. Much, much lower
Could
percentage.
you put that in like cosmetic type things, like, you know, bathtub maybe?
Oh,
yeah?
hey,
okay.
what? So,
Segue. That wasn't on purpose.
Right?
That's so funny.
Hey.
We
So
should be
instead
more
of
of
just putting it in you,
Uh-huh.
put it on you.
Yes.
In this state, the raffinate can then be blended up. I have mixed it with salt. We have pink Himalayan salt. We have black salt. We have the raffinate, and then I added a little bit more avocado oil because I wanted to be luxurious.
It smells good.
It smells so good. This
You
is
can
now
use
a
that
salt
as a
scrub.
scrub. Nice.
You can also use this as a sugar scrub. Hint, add sugar instead.
Right.
This is going to have the plant material in it so that you are getting those benefits. You've got the anti-inflammatory. You all have all of those. Remember, it's a small percentage, so it's okay if you dive in and fully apply. When it's on topically, you're not going to get high. This can also go into tea bags, and you can take this raffinate material and add chamomile. You can add lavender.
Yeah.
You can put it in a tea bag, and you can either actually steep it if you're okay with kind of an oily tea, like doing one of those bulletproof items,
Oh yeah.
Or
in the
plop it in
oil.
the bath.
Yeah. So Rose made me a bath. Well, she made some bath ones, and I've reused it twice now.
Yes,
And it still
those
has.
Muslim.
It still had a lot of stuff. It was great, and I rubbed it on my
Yes.
sore muscles. It was great. Yeah.
And then that oil is going to be something that helps your skin retain its beautiful glow. When you are using the plant material, make sure you remember it is still natural. Don't just set it and forget it in a hot, steamy environment. It might get kind of gross. So just because it is a bathroom item, that doesn't mean it can't live somewhere special in your fridge.
Right.
That's totally okay. The I mentioned hai chai. Just like tea, if you'd like, you can take this raffinate and go ahead and boil it up with some of your other spice ingredients. Maybe add a little bit of coconut milk or something along those lines. And then you have made yourself, once you have strained that out, one more way.
I love it. There's just
I know.
endless ways.
It is so diverse, and depending on what you have, it could be a toaster oven, an oven, a crock pot, an induction cooktop. There's somehow that you can get this accessible and available to you in an affordable way.
Cool. Thank you, Rose. Okay. So I just wanted to say goodbye and thank Rose for all her cannabis information. Yeah, it was super fun. And I guess you'll have to go back and rewind and check out parts of that video because there wasn't a lot of information. But I would really encourage you to either, do a search on the internet for any part of those things that were interesting to you or that you wanted to expand on your knowledge or, figure out how to do on your own. So today was more or less like an overview on the ways of cannabis. So anyway, if you want to talk to Rose and get more information, her info will be in the description below. Otherwise, peace. I love you. Bye.